So you've got a lot of sugar to put in. But wait, there's more. Put a little bit more water in, just to break down that little bit. So then this bit here will make it 2.5 litres of hot water that is in there. Okay, so now I need to give it a real good stir. Okay, she's a little bit gluggy to begin with. Grinding on the bottom, there's still sugar in there. It hasn't been dissolved yet. Now we can tip in our water. You can't put in your yeast yet, good boys, because she's pretty hot. Oh yeah, word of advice, make sure your tap's always turned off when you're doing this bit. It does get messy. Give it a little stir, that's actually looking really good. So we've got to get 21. So luckily I sort of remembered and we were at 12 plus 3. Right? So there's 3 there, you know, don't dump that much. So it's 3.5 litres. So we're tipping all of this in. Now that is 21 litres in total of water. So, and if you have a look up here, and it says just over 24 litres, but take into account how much sugar we've put in. We're at 24. We'll give that a little stir. So that's for you right-handed guys. Now we're going to do it for our left-handed friends out there. And there we go. Right here. So we need to check our temperature. No good dumping your yeast in, blokes, alright? You gotta wait. This is a patience game. Otherwise you'll kill the yeast, alright? So you gotta check it. So this is our Pure Distilling little temperature gauge, because this is the Pure Distilling yeast. We want between 25 and 30 degrees, okay? Celsius. That's why there's a C there. Could be the temperature outside today. She's quite warm. So we're at 25. So that is absolutely perfect to go and put our yeast in and give her a good stir. Rightio. So we're going to put our yeast in. But before we do, if it's colder, guys, it doesn't matter too much. If it's colder than 25, it doesn't matter. It's just going to take a little bit longer. That's all. And then we just tip it in. Give her a tap. Or your hand. Whatever. Okay. Again, we'll give it a bit of a stir. There we go. Now, for our left-handed friends out there, we've got to swing it and go back the other way. Come on. There we go. That's a nice mix in there. So, here we go.
And in the following video we'll be doing all the yeasts without the carbon to see what the difference is. And if there is a difference.
Yep. So as I say, this is an educational purposes video. Okay, so I'll give that a stir. But before I go, and just in case I get black, so once this is finished brewing, so in 7 days sort of thing, or 10 days, or you know, when it stops, okay, then we're going to add part A. Then we're going to wait an hour, and then we're going to add part B. That takes all the carbon and everything in here, and all the sediment, and it settles it all the way to the bottom. So we are left with a nice, clear liquid on top, okay, which is then going to turn into our alcohol when we ferment it. Okay, so I'll give this a bit of a stir now. Put that in there. So now we can grab our lid.
Make sure you snap it shut.
Because you want all of that fermentation going on the inside of the bucket, preferably not on the ground around the bucket. Okay, so a little bubbler. I've got to put a little bit of water in this, okay, to the maximum lines. There's a little cap on top. Okay, sometimes when you buy them, it doesn't have the cap on top. And they've got little holes in them. That is to let it breathe, but some people are worried about bugs coming out, so they cover up the holes with tapes. Not coming out, sorry, going in. Look, we haven't experienced that yet. I'll put a little bit of water in this, doesn't matter. Just cold water out of the tap. We are just going to put a little bit in, so maximum. Okay, and that just stops. When it bubbles, it comes down here and you'll see it go bloop, 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 bloop. Just keep it warm. Okay, it works really well at about that 28 degrees. Okay, the hot water cupboard, if you're old school, stick it in there. Beautiful place to put it. I mean, we've got a lovely shed here, so it's always a constant temperature. So there you go, and we will see you in a few hours, and we'll show you what it's bubbling like, and then we'll see you in a week when we start brewing. Well, sorry, when we 24 hours before we go and start brewing, we will put in part A. Or 25 hours part A and 24 hours part B, and you'll see all this just sink all the way down. Okay, rightio. I'm going to put that one with that, and there we go. We know what's going on. See you soon.